Kronos at the end?
I fixed that. Hello, Internet! Welcome to this show. I'm your host, SneakyDevil, and this is the place where canon doesn't matter and authors can't count. Fanfiction, Contempt, Theater 9001. I hope you are all ready to have your days absolutely ruined.
Canon doesn't matter, authors can't count.
I mean, they can't.
You do have a point there.
I'm not wrong. Anyway, joined today by Atin and Clem, also known as Cruel. Cruel Rune. You may call him Assmaster 9000 if you so wish.
It's my preferred acronym, yes.
Anyway, so, as I was saying, prepare your souls, gird your loins, and all those other sayings that have things to do with your bodily functions. Because this is gonna hurt.
Takes two to tango?
I mean, I guess. Technically, there's three of us here.
Well, Max is, not here, and I would rather tango with Max than Atin.
Oh, that's fair enough. Anyway, as always, do not contact and or otherwise make vague gestures in the direction of any of these authors, because, harassment is bad and it's against the rules and stuff.
And they might get the idea that you actually like their story.
Yes, if you pay attention to them, they won't go away.
Yep.
They're like starving dogs. Only...
Or a mosquito.
No, actually the
I am fortified
the
with
starving
vodka.
dog
Let us go.
The starving dog metaphor actually really works. It's like the starving puppy that shits all over the house and expects you to praise it. That's basically what a general fanfiction author is.
Yeah, can't deny that.
Anyway, so our first story for today is StarCraft Mass Effect. I am the Swarm. A nerd.
What on earth did I come back to? I left for like 3 minutes to say hello to my family.
Well,
what
you shouldn't have family.
Hell, I come back to you talking about a dog shitting on the floor?
Yeah.
A nerd finds himself incarnated into the Zerg Overmind, inspired by Swarm of War. Now, to those who are unaware of the StarCraft fanfiction section, which I praise your souls for not having been subjected to such torture. Swarm of War is a Warhammer 40k StarCraft crossover with a self-insert OC who becomes the overlord of a larva on a planet trapped in a chaos storm with orcs on it.
Alright.
I'm sure that went well.
And it was okay. Don't get me wrong. It was actually okay. And until the authors try to start doing math, and yeah, he failed at the math part. Really.
What do you mean? What
really
math
hard.
did the author fail at?
He's like, oh, well, you see, in the video game, it takes exactly 13 ticks to do blank. So, because that's a bit overpowered in my opinion, it will now take 13 months.
Oh.
Wait. So, it takes 13 ticks to create a Zergling.
Yeah, and he was like, instead, it'll actually take, 13 hours. And I was just like, you realize that it's, the opposite of this one.
Obviously things are accelerated for game purposes, but not a ton. Honestly, the only one that's hyper unrealistic are the Terrans. In terms of training time.
even that's sort of debatable because the prefab buildings are sort of like, hey, here's the prefab building. We have all the sheets and everything already stamped out. Just unpack it and start welding it together.
Well, yeah. But I'm talking about unit build time.
Oh well,
because
yeah. Well, because the unit build times aren't so much training the units in terms of the Terrans. It's literally like, this is how long it takes for them to be suited up and drop down.
Yeah, fair enough. That argument can be made. But like I said, that's the only one that someone could even argue was unrealistic, because as far as the Protoss are concerned, warp gates.
Yeah.
Literal warp
Yeah,
gates.
yeah. I mean, you really could only, like, literally the Terrans are pretty much the only ones you could argue about unrealistic timing. So I mean, then he also pulled out shit like, oh well, blank actually moves at 600 miles per hour. I'm like, do you fucking know how fast that is?
Very fast.
The author did.
Like,
Where is he getting all these stats from, though?
Zerglings
No,
are
he just pulled it out of his ass.
stupid fast.
Oh,
Like,
right, that
Zerglings
makes-
are stupid fast, but I wouldn't even say the Zerglings could go. Like the most I'd give a Zergling is like
2 rupees.
60.
Yeah, no, they move approximately
that's
as
really
fast as a
fast, too.
vulture bike, and vulture bikes move around 80.
Well,
I say
are
approximately
you-
because the majority of them are slower unless you have certain strains.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, are you counting adrenal Zerglings, or are we taking crackling speed, or are we not taking cracklings?
Non-crackling.
Yeah, non-cracklings, I would say 60 to 70.
Yeah, like it's like an actual thing that's been semi-documented because it like compared it to the Terran vehicles and their speeds, and it's just like, we don't really actually have numbers on the Zerg, but judging by how fast the Terran vehicles move and blah 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 autism, and not even kidding about that. Yeah.
The max you can get is like a pixel-based speed from like the game
Max
itself.
probably could. But anyway, so point being, Swarm of War was a okay, fairly shit story. I say fairly shit because it's really long, and it went nowhere fast.
So kind of like the Dreaming of Sunshine film.
Yeah, basically. But anyway, so inspired by story, that's what we're getting into. I just thought you all would like to.
So it's a shit story inspired by a shit story.
It's
Nice.
like, it's like
I
gonna
am
be a shit
always
story.
worried
It's
on
not a
this
shit story.
website when I see inspired by blank, because not to be rude to the authors on this site, but most of the time when it says inspired by
It
blank,
is literally the
that
thing.
means I'm gonna do a worse job of blank.
Pretty much, actually.
And that's almost universal for whatever the game is. Like, I don't care what the game is,
Or
or the show, or the movie, or whatever,
Yeah.
or the story. It's almost universally worse.
Can't even deny that. It is very true.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare. Anyway, let's get right on into it before the audience gets bored and moves on.
And you're talking about StarCraft. Nobody cares about StarCraft anymore.
It surrounded me, and I couldn't move. Hell, I couldn't even feel my arms or legs. I wasn't even sure I was still alive. I mean, you think therefore you are. Then my memories started to flood my mind. Oh yes, they just do that. My name, my family, my life. I remember being on a plane.
My
before
life
everything
for
went-
ire. Oh wait, are we not there yet?
We're not there yet. A plane before everything went dark. I opened my eyes and saw something that shook me to the core. Zerg. Hundreds of them. Mostly Zerglings and drones, but still. I tried to move, but realized I didn't even have a body. For I was a Zerg hatchery.
That's kinky.
Shittiest fucking reincarnation ever.
Yeah, that's not that. Like, you're not even the Overmind. You're a hatchery.
Like, oh man, I'm a fucking hatchery. I shit larva.
I
To
guess
be fair,
that's
sometimes a queen shits larva onto you.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's like your fetish.
Sometimes you get larva shit onto you. Sometimes you shit larva. No, a baneling would be worse reincarnation. Not really. I mean, considering, like, actually think about it. You die instantly, and then you move on. As a hatchery, you could literally be on a planet for hundreds to 1,000 years, and nothing happens to you.
Well, you do give eggs, as you said.
Yeah, except you lay a shit ton of eggs.
So yeah, we're doing something. I mean, it's
So,
probably
like-
more productive than he's being in real life, so it's not that much of a...
I mean, that might be possibly true. But still, I mean, all things considered, forever sitting there shitting out eggs is a pretty awful existence. At least you go out with a bang as a baneling.
that's true. It's like a safe and cushy job, but not
I
really
mean,
cushy.
if it's a yellow baneling and you go out with a yang.
You shut your whore mouth.
Ah!
Now everything was beginning to clear up as I tried to recall what happened to me. Oh, I'm a Zerg hatchery! Oh, wow, everything is suddenly clear.
Yes, this makes perfect sense. I have no problem. Carry
Fucking
on.
Excuse me. I remember it all now. My family and I were going on a trip to Hawaii. And I was near the window when I saw a giant leviathan eat my plane. No,
Okay.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just kidding. The wing exploded. I thought I would make it cooler.
I mean, you almost did. And it wouldn't take much to make it cooler.
That was the last thing I could remember before the darkness. I am not going to pretend I dealt with my new situation calmly. Fuck no! That shit was devastating. I was depressed, not only because of my situation. Can you even be depressed as a hatchery? But
Can you
also
feel
because
it?
my entire family was dead. And even if they somehow survived, I wouldn't be able to see them again. And I became mad. A matchery. Like an extremely earth-shaking mad. The Zerg in my presence were roused and fought each other, and or everything that moved. After a few hours, I was finally capable of coherent thought again.
Okay, so this thing lays eggs and can get angry. Angrily poops out eggs.
And furiously shits.
Furious defecation.
Angrily gives birth.
Isn't that
No,
everybody,
no, no.
right?
That's the Zerg. That's
Just
the
birth
queen.
in general.
Yeah.
At least he had a fuck ton of time to learn how to fart haikus.
I'm sorry. To what?
Zach says,
Fart haiku?
at least he'll have a bunch of time to learn how to fart haikus. I'm sorry, is that just a thing Russians do in their spare time? Is that what the squatting?
have several
is that what the
questions.
squatting is for? Have we uncovered the reason for the squat?
I think that's because they just don't
Apparently.
have public benches. But okay. They squat and they fart haiku.
In my human life, I had been a nerd who loved
No,
to
no.
read.
You're still a massive nerd. Just
Dude.
because you got turned into the Overmind doesn't mean you aren't a nerd.
You're now a nerd that spits out eggs.
But also, I love to read the lore behind RTS games, even if they weren't really my thing. No, that's just being autistic.
He's never played
That-
the game.
That
Like-
that's just being pathetic.
That
really.
that is actually being autistic. That's not being a nerd. That is genuinely being autistic.
Autism, the world through a different perspective.
What does autism have to do with it?
I mean,
World
obsession,
through
autism, and obsession go hand.
Well,
in
no,
hand.
I mean that could just be like, oh, I like I don't think it's strictly speaking something. like
Atin's
this,
trying to
just-
justify it.
I'm trying to justify it.
No, I'm not trying to justify it. I'm just saying I don't think it's autistic.
Atin's
That's all
trying
I'm
to
saying.
justify
I personally, as a person who is the person who can speak on autisms, believe it's autism. And you can't argue with me, otherwise you're racist.
Do you just call yourself an autist?
I mean, yeah.
Nice. How do you unlock that class?
You go to a doctor.
Alright.
No, Sneaky. Remember they put out the self-diagnosis patch? You can just say it now. and you'll get the
Right,
patch
of
changed.
course. I forgot about the Tumblr patch. It's It's dark days.
Oh, yeah.
We all like to forget about that.
We
Everybody
try to
forget-
forget about it, but sadly you can't.
He
The
tried to
buffs
be
are-
reincarnated as a Zergling, but his soul ended up in the hatchery instead. What is he, you know?
Apparently.
Blah 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 blah. I was always fascinated with their ability to constantly evolve and adapt, and as such, they were always my favorite StarCraft race. I accessed the Zerg collective hive mind, and apparently the planet I was on was a distant world, far figures, a cool blue sector, or maybe I wasn't in the sector at all. Perfect, I thought. I was away from all the blood and fighting, which gave me time to figure out how to learn to control, direct, and grow my brood. Yes, the hatcheries. Known for controlling, directing, and growing broods. Not the...
Yes,
No,
the
growing
hatcheries.
broods,
The
yeah.
hatcheries.
Known for doing ever so much intelligent things.
Not... totally not the queens. Totally not the brood mothers. Totally not the cerebrats. No, those guys, they didn't have broods. No, it was the hatcheries all along. Seriously, some people have to ask the hatchery question.
Now that we've covered that little bit of idiocy and pointed out, I think it's funny that the whole premise of this is I really like the StarCraft lore, but I can't even get what's responsible for the Zerg hive mind right.
I mean, he read the wikis. What do you expect?
Dude, the wiki's not that bad.
the wikis.
Probably some guy just harping on about, oh yeah, there's the hatcheries that do everything, man. You don't get it.
There's a
They're like-
hatchery fanatic out there editing the wikis.
and it's just this guy.
Don't be anti-Hermetic. I'm sorry, I'll stop.
Will you? Will
No.
you?
Not this
I didn't think you would.
I remember reading stories like this where a poor schmuck was transplanted into a Zerg body. However, unlike
What, there are
most
multiple
of them,
stories with this level of idiocy on them?
Oh,
I'm thinking
actually,
human race.
yeah. So basically, this one guy, I fucking who the hell, East something or other. I've read the original story, and it was actually quite good. It died, but it was quite good.
I was gonna say, is this like the idiot that's responsible for like 73% of the Gundam Wing Harry Potter stories?
Maybe.
Sounds like it.
East Overlord, I think his name was, or something like that. Anyway, point being, he wrote a fairly good, self-insert OC, oh no, I'm the leader of the Zerg now, sort of gamery kind of setup.
Oh.
I mean, there wasn't like stats and shit, but it was like, you have collected X amount of energy, and you have the status bar and shit.
There should be a little button on fanfiction that just says, I can't write, hence I'm making a gamer fic.
I can't write, so I'm
Zing!
making it. Yeah, I guess. But anyway, so point being, it was a good story, and then after that, like literally for years, people would not stop writing spin-offs of that idea. And some of them were okay. Only one person ever actually finished that idea. And he did it for all three species, except he fucked up when it came to Protoss because he never finished that one. But he finished the Zerg one, and he finished a Terran one, based off of
Isn't
that.
Terran just everyday stuff, though?
Terran one was actually really neat. But yeah, he got like 7 chapters into the Protoss one and then just disappeared, which was unfortunate because he was really good at it. But yeah, basically ever since then, people have been doing a really shit spin-off of that idea.
Oh, makes sense.
Similar to the Warcraft 3 thick with the GUI. The GUI as in GUI, not GUI as in like I stuck my hand in something odd.
I just think if someone didn't know how to pronounce GUI. That's all.
The one by Shade Knight. Yeah, no, yeah, sort of like that, I guess. Anyway. Blah 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 blah. However, unlike most of those fics, I merged with the Overmind. I seem to have become the dominant personality, meaning that I kept my personality and traits with the added benefit of having the extensive knowledge of the swarm at my figurative fingertips. Right now, the events of the Brood War were occurring, and Kerrigan was about to take her place as Queen Bitch.
Sneaky.
What?
Has this person literally created a universe in which fanfiction exists? And
Yeah,
no,
they did.
It sort of. I mean, it's a self-insert OC who's read fanfiction of this before.
yeah, but he said that his airplane was eaten by Leviathan, so it's in the same world, right? So
No, that
this
was-
is
that
a
was me.
world.
That
No,
was sneaky shitpost.
that was
Oh
me
god
shitposting.
damn it, Sneaky! God damn it!
I
That would be-
literally said after my shitpost, that was me shitposting.
I don't know. Everything else was a shitpost, and that was like legit.
No.
God damn it, Sneaky!
I then turned to the Zerg on the planet. There weren't as many as I expected. The only Zerg on the planet were those around me. That means they had arrived very recently. Only 9 Zerg larvae, 1,000 Zerglings. One of these numbers is not like the other.
Nonsense. You're an idiot.
Then 30 drones. I noticed my surroundings. I have surroundings.
Really? Tell me, how is a hatchery observing anything?
I mean, it does have eyes.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it can
Do they?
aim where it shits the next
Yeah,
time.
no, it actually does have eyes.
But can move around,
No.
so it can only see in front.
I mean, if you only see in directions. 360 directions, because, you know, it's a 360-degree building.
All right.
I noticed
They're
my
right.
surroundings. I was on an island. How the fuck do you know that? You're a hatchery!
Well, hive mind, I guess.
I guess. A lush island with much biomass to consume. How convenient. I had the drones to gather minerals and resources while Zerglings gathered the biomass by hunting the native species. Soon I had a second hatchery, a spawning pool, and an evolution chamber. Oh wow, I'm so glad you just explained that you were building all these things instead of actually showing it. I'm not gonna bother you with details about how I built my base over the next 2 weeks, but I know
2 weeks, huh?
Yeah, 2 weeks later, after some talking.
2 weeks later.
5 minutes. What was it, Sneaky? What was it? 5 minutes after they were done talking.
It was
Yeah,
a,
no, no,
it was a
time-
little bit after they were done
told them.
talking. It was not it was not a mention time. It was just a little bit after they were done talking.
No, time skip while they talked a little. It wasn't a time skip
Something like
after
that,
talking.
yes, yes,
That's
something
as
like that.
they spoke.
Yeah. it
Oh,
was-
I can't be asked to write dialogue, so let me just put a time skip.
Oh, yeah, no.
I can't be asked to write dialogue, so have a time skip. I mean, we can't really say that from our. We aren't exactly on the high horse, high ground here, Kroll. We are very liberal in our time skips.
But that's the thing, right? Our time skips come after something to reveal. Oh yeah, so we've set something up. This guy's like, oh yeah, that person said hello to this person. Time skip while they talk a little. Okay? What they talk about? What was the conversation that they
Weather.
bonded on?
They just
Drugs.
kept saying weather over and over again.
Weather.
I built my brood up. I now have 3 hive clusters under my control with hatcheries, spawning pools, and roach dens. Things are so much easier now after spawning a few overlords. Overlords were so useful. Trust me, I
Overlords
tried.
listening to a hatchery. Yes.
Over time, the entire island was infested. However, the space and biomass wasn't enough. An idea came to me and I set a drone underwater and saw something that shocked me. A Gary fish. This was planet 4546b. What the fuck is
What?
45.
Shut the fuck up, author.
Oh. It's a Subnautica multicross.
That makes me incredibly upset.
Wait, yeah. Fuck! Now, please explain why we're looking for the Subnautica planet.
We aren't. We don't care.
You want the explanation? You want the explanation? We're looking at the planet because apparently this is a multi-cross. This is a StarCraft Mass Effect Subnautica cross. Because why else would we be here? Because the author's a fan of Markiplier. I know. This fic needs to be romance.
This
What?
fic needs to romance
Yes,
with the
clearly.
Leviathan. Wait, the Leviathans make more sense now.
Yes, clearly. I was right all along!
You're a genius and you don't even know it.
I'm a genius and I wish I wasn't. Alright, how about this one? Naruto Fairy Tail Cross by everyone's favorite character, Neon Zangetsu.
He's a nice guy, man.
I thought our favorite character was Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer.
No, I mean, like, genuinely, he's actually, like, a good guy.
He's like a very genuinely good person. But sadly, he can't write for shit. He knows that, though.
Yeah?
But he is making... Well, at least he's trying.
Yeah, he's
trying to
trying.
get-
At least he's not Quartermass.
Yeah. Like, I read some of his old stories and I was like, wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I mean...
Trish! The answer is Trish!
Now see, Atin, there's trash. and then
Isley
there's-
doesn't know about Markiplier. Save yourself now, Isley.
See, Isley, there are some things we must not discuss. Markiplier is one of them.
Alright, so this is the Dragon of Eros! Strength isn't everything, he told me. The sharpest mind can destroy the darkest of demons. Fend off the strongest fairy. Crush phantoms. I am not lampshading what's going to happen in this story at all. Totally not. Who
Yep,
am
everything
I,
checks out.
you ask? I am the Dragon of Eros. Far-flung child taken under ancient wings. An unabashed pervert. What? Save the world? I don't think so. Where's the fun in that, you know? Smart Naruto times harem.
If you okay, so if you
Silliness.
put those two magic words in your this thing, basically like in your description,
Smart Naruto.
no matter how bad the rest of it is, people will still just follow it.
I'm aware that people are desperate people.
Yes. Smart
What's this
Naruto
about the
and
Naruto fanfiction being thirstier than a town of desert citizens?
That too,
That's
yeah.
pretty much it. Smart Naruto times haram. This is haram. I mean,
Haram.
it's literally haram. So I mean,
Absolute haram.
another
It's
fairy tale request already. Jeez, I'm too nice for my own good. But that's just who I am.
Wait, a pandering, useless piece of shit? What?
Don't say that. I actually like the guy, man. I'ma fight you.
This, oh god, this is...
Pandering is still pandering.
Well, yeah, you're right about that.
Blah 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 blah. Canon Zeref decided to give my previous story a good hard slap in the face. The request giver for this fic asked to remain anonymous, but spoke to me of a dragon I wasn't terribly familiar with. I've also been asked to take a few liberties in that regards to him. Who, you ask? Agnolia? No, that's been done. Igneo? Nope. An original dragon? Niet! The request was
Niet?
for Zergonus.
Yet.
The perverted dragon of Jade. His magic is amusing, if you know what I mean.
Oh, amusing.
Wow, wow. I had a good laugh after seeing it. They asked me to write a story in which he survived Agnolia's wrath. A tale in which he went into hiding. A tale in which he took on an apprentice. A tale in which he made someone a god.
Excuse me?
I mean, that's what happened. I mean, it's obvious that's what happens.
Isn't he still like a perverted dragon?
Super perverted with super pervert sex magic.
Wait, is this a canon dragon?
Yes.
Why?
Oh, what was I expecting?
Why?
It's fairy tale, Atin. We don't ask these questions. We just slap our face and hope to find out we don't
The
have to watch
art
it
of
in our
the
life.
pervert! At long last, the seedling had been completed. Minato gazed down at the wailing newborn in his arms. It silently lamented what he had done. What he had been forced to do. Naruto, his child, his head, bawled long and loud to
You're
the
a wizard,
heavens. And the Kage couldn't help but wonder if the boy was ever despairing his fate. Perhaps he was. Even as he fought to keep the smile on his face, he felt himself slipping, his spirit seeping out of his body. As the death... I'm sorry, this story is just so fucking boring.
It
As the
reads
death
like
god
a-
extracted its toll for the price of his heroism, he longed to say something to his son, anything to comfort him somehow, but the words refused to come. For all his will and might, he simply could not stave off any longer. He could only smile. I mean, I guess it's not too much of a skip, hop, and a jump. If it's, you know.
Acknowledge.
His wife, Kushina, lay in front of him, as they both had been pierced in the stomach, protecting their son from one of the Kyuubi's claws. A boring retelling of canon, blah 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 blah. I mean, it's not a bad retelling of canon, it's just a retelling of canon. Okay, here we go. Naruto, poor little Naruto, blah blah, bawling, the bawling babe disappeared. Pop vanished, kaplooey, puff of smoke. Golden energy gone. Minato's final thought was of sheer incredulity. Okay, this is bullshit. The Shinigami claimed him and Kushina a heartbeat later, their expressions frozen in disbelief as their bodies fell lifeless and listless, their souls going to the Shinigami before they so much as struck the ground. Their last breath was their son's name. They would never be seeing him again. From his perch in the tree line, blah blah blah, Obito, rah rah rah, I'm crazy, repetition. I mean, it's a decent portrayal of Obito. It's a whole crazy thing, saying words over and over again. I mean, I'll give you a 5 out of 10. There's the boy. And the Kyuubi was angry, blah blah blah. Suddenly it felt all of its power being drained, blah blah blah. No, it roared as the chakra was ripped out of it, his body becoming shriveled. The lock of the cage, the seal flew off, and the spiral lock replaced it, closing tightly. A large mass of chakra flew through the tiny boy's body and lit it with a shining golden light. Then it was flung somewhere else. In another realm entirely. Blah blah blah. Explanation of boredom. Literally a paragraph of boredom and how he's hid. Blah 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 blah. Hiding. Blah blah blah. I'm so bored. blah 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 blah. I'm really bored. Wow, I'm so bored. Let me repeat again that I am in fact bored.
Sneaky, I feel like we should control F and see how many times bored shows up in this fucking story so far. Because I count at least 10.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Oh, if I disguise myself as a human, I could fuck women. No, I won't do that. Ah, that is inferior. What am I waiting for? He didn't know what he was waiting for, but he was bored. He was superior. And his wings were huge. Descriptions. Actually, a well-placed description. But, I mean, to get there, we kind of had to wade through a shit ton of literally bored. I mean, I give him a 7 out of 10. Powerful dragons. Old wounds. Old wounds. The wounds by the Dragon King. He was bored, and now he's not bored because an explosion of sound. It's a baby! LOL, he doesn't understand baby language. Oh, I feel like this is a reference to something.
Can he read though?
Atin, I feel like this is a reference to something. Help me out here.
I have no idea.
Atin has been useful for nothing.
Yeah, that would be Kilm, who has his fucking, for some reason, the stream on and not a headset.
Wait, that's happening?
Yes.
Alright. Volume has been lowered.
Blah blah. I really feel. Is this just a Neon Zangetsu thing, maybe?
Maybe.
I feel like I've seen this exact scene somewhere before.
Sneaky, I'm with you. I feel like I've seen it too, but I don't know where.
I think it might be a Neon Zangetsu thing, or somebody must have just picked it up from him. He is a popular author.
Yeah.
And plagiarism and fanfiction go hand in
This
hand.
is really going to be bothering me for the rest of the night. I swear I've seen this somewhere before. It was in a Skyrim fanfic.
Isn't it one of those stupid ones where what's his face, Big Bad Evil Man, was like a woman for some reason?
No, was this the one where a child found one of the dragons? Yes. Yeah, Isley is right. One of the dragons from Skyrim and was impressed by its lack of fear. I remember commenting on that. I remember making fun of the author for that. Okay. Thank you, our machine archivist. You truly have value. Okay, the baby bit him. I'm not food.
Someday, when we have money, Isley, we'll hire you on an official capacity. And that will be your job title, machine archivist.
Indeed. Blah 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 blah. Oh, I'm impressed by you, punny baby. Blah 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 blah. Oh god, that's cringy. Oh, so anyone want to take guesses what a pervert dragon eats?
Pussy?
Clothing.
Kill me.
Also, he apparently shoots beams of clothing destroying light from his mouth.
Wait, I thought he'd shoot. Wait, I thought you shot what you ate. So you shoot clothing.
No, he shoots anti-clothing beams from his mouth.
I guess that'd be amazing as somebody who's got like full plate armor, but
Anyway, so moving the fuckle ono. If it's a Fate Stay Night, Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts, no, that's lame. Fairy Tale, Fate Stay Night, Lucy the King of Heroes. So, this is since Zexels is still here, I will read this story. So, this is a story that Zekalek here, had pinged me with. And, so now we're gonna read it. This is a Fate Stay Night Fairy Tale Cross.
well, that can only mean good things.
Lucy, the King of Heroes, by Gilgamesh, the King of Heroes. What if, after his defeat in Fate Root, Gilgamesh was reincarnated? What if he was reincarnated as Lucy Heartfilia, with both his memories and access to his gate? How would Earthland deal with girl struggling between herself and her past life as the arrogant King of Heroes? What if others had been reincarnated as well?
Alright, I'm back. I had to go put my plate away because I was done eating. What did I miss? Besides
Nothing.
absolute garbage.
Oh, prepare your soul, Atin. Fate Stay Night Fairy Tale Cross in which Gilgamesh is Lucy.
What?
Yeah!
Yes.
The old shopkeeper was currently looking at his newest customer, and she sent shivers down his spine.
Wait. Is this gonna be Gilgamesh is in Lucy's body, or is he just gonna be Lucy has Gilgamesh's power, or
Reincarnated as Lucy.
nope? Oh, but he has his memories and his gate. Well, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Also, the rest of the Fate Stay Night crew will be joining us.
Like the idea in and of itself isn't a terrible one. Kind of interesting because she could absolutely just pass herself off as the same kind of mage as Erza. But no, the author's not going to be clever enough to do any of that. And there's going to be a bunch of jokes about how Gilgamesh is like, oh, it's interesting having boobs. That's what's going to happen. Because I have no faith in the lowbrow shitheads on this website.
Long hair flowing past her waist, and an unamused look was upon her face. She wears an open black jacket with white tube top and black jeans. You mean to tell me there's only one magic shop in this entire town? She demanded with no punctuation, glaring at the shopkeeper with her crimson eyes. The woman was nearly 19 years of age, but one would never have guessed it by looking at her. Her name was Lucy Heartfilia, and she'd come here to Hargon seeking something. Ever since she was little, Lucy had been different. Her eyes were just one small thing, and they made no difference. But whenever she talked to people, she found that they became fearful of upsetting her, no matter how gentle she tried to be in the beginning. As if just making her upset would mean their death. Because of this, the servants were reluctant to spend time with her beyond what was necessary. This resulted in Lucy looking down on others. She couldn't help but look down on others. The children who came to play with her ran
Look,
from
what
her
if I
arms
gave
to
a
solve her power.
completely idiotic explanation to justify Lucy acting like Gilgamesh that has in no way related to the reason people were actually afraid of Gilgamesh and Gilgamesh was arrogant as hell?
Ha! It's almost like the author is dumb!
And it's been a very long time since I ranted about anything, but I genuinely enjoyed Fairy Tale, and I genuinely enjoyed Fate Stay Night, and there's a lot of potential for both of them, and this author isn't going to get any of it correct. And here's the thing, I'm not saying I'm some crazy good author either who would get it all right either. I'm not good enough for it either. I recognize that. I am terrible. What are you chuckle fucking about?
Well done, Sneaky. Well fucking done.
What did Sneaky fucking do this time?
See the stream, will you?
I generally close the stream when I'm on it, so.
Gil kind of.
Yeah, the banner that just says random mode on.
I'm sorry, what did he say?
Huh?
What did he do, Cruel?
I know. Many were simply uncomfortable just being in her presence, and eventually they all came up with excuses as why they couldn't come again. It only proved that anyone she encountered was unlikely, undeserving of being allowed in her presence. That's some twisted fucking logic. So Lucy spent as much time with her mother as possible because her father only cared about the business and how much money Lucy could attract for him. He discovered that every decision she suggested to him always made lots of money, and after Mother died, he became even colder to her when it came to anything unrelated to business. It was her mother to whom she had shown her ability to pull things from her gate of Babylon. Her mother to whom she confided her memories of her past life as Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. Yet,
Oh yeah, just gonna confide those.
Oh, Mother! I have a story to tell you about the time I was a man and a god!
Uh-huh, yeah, sure, that's great, honey. Go see the shrink now.
Yet even after listening to her and watching her use gate to summon weapons and other things, her mother still understood her. She was patient, kind, caring, understanding, unlike the many others who had run away from her at the first chance. Ever since leaving her mother's death.
Yep,
I think
that's a phrase in English.
Oh, ever since leaving, comma, her mother's death, comma?
Or is it like
I
a
don't know.
funeral?
Her mother's death is really throwing the sentence out of whack. I actually have no idea how to keep that into the sentence and make it still sound correct.
Also, Isley, I mean, Gilgamesh didn't really earn the right to be a god. Like, do you know the story, like the actual mythological story?
Okay,
of Gilgamesh
now,
and the one
to
that
be
they-
fair, in the actual mythological stories of Gilgamesh, yes, he was the god's, chosen
No,
king.
here's the thing: they still rolled with that in Fate. Like, they still rolled with that. He was still created by the gods to be the bridge between humanity and the gods.
I know, but even in the original lore, he still got like a trial, thousands of trials.
Oh, I know he did really awesome stuff, but I'm just saying, part of the arrogance was that he was a god.
He was a demigod, I believe, like descendant of God or something like that. He wasn't an exact.
Actually, fun fact about that is Gilgamesh was only actually ever written down or declared a god by the people after his death.
But that's what a
At
legend
no
of a hero
point in
is,
time
right?
when he was alive did anyone refer to him as a god.
Lol.
Yep. It was only afterwards was he.
He's kind of like Nikola Tesla in that way.
I guess.
Kind of, yeah.
Anyway. Like something was missing, which was strange, seeing as she had everything she could, and everything anyone could want inside of her gate. So she traveled Fior for the past year, seeking something, anything that can make the feeling go away, but nothing seemed to work. Most of what she tried were quick fixes at best. Why is there a comma there? And for some reason, Lucy had talked to a strange man a few weeks ago in another town. He was a tall, muscular man with shoulder-length orange hair and a stubby beard, and for whatever reason she spoke about her problem to him. After proving to him that she had all of the world's treasures in her gates, she asked him, what does one who has everything a person could want in possession possibly seek? After a while, he had asked if she had any friends. She thought of her answer for a while. Her father was cold, uncaring, so why is there a comma there? So she did not count him, and her mother was dead, and the friend of her past life didn't count either. In the end, she
What kind of English is this, and how can I learn it?
Okay, so you need to get about as drunk as Sneaky gets on an average podcast. That's the first step, okay?
All right.
Next, you need to start looking up the differences between British English and American English. That's the second step, okay? Then you have to listen to someone talk about Chicago in a Chicago accent for 5 hours.
And then you have to be born into the English-American literature system of schooling.
And then you can learn it.
I shall give it a go. Atin, give me your best Chicago accent for 5 hours straight.
Oh God, I can't. I actually have no Chicago accent, for which I am eternally grateful.
Everyone says I have a New Jersey accent, but I just say they're just pronouncing things wrong.
I don't hear. I've never heard a Jersey accent come out on you.
The Jersey accent is like a mix of New York, Italian, Irish, the South, and hillbilly.
Isn't that the South?
Yeah.
No. Hillbilly is a
different.
very specific thing. Like there's a Southern drawl, and then there's like an
Hey, please, let's all go down to the damn.
Yeah,
The fuck was that?
that
How do you
was
write
a
it down?
hillbilly. That was still technically speaking English. Oh, and don't even get us
So it's
started on what
basically
people
like
from
Glaswegian
don't
Scottish.
even get us
I
fucking
get it,
started
I
on
get
what
it.
the bite
Last
sounds
week in
like.
Scottish. Yes, it's like last
It's
week in
basic-
Scottish.
Yeah, it's basically Glaswegian Scottish, yeah. They wrote the first Harry Potter book in Scots. I found it at like...
fucking hilarious.
It is bloody amazing.
Scottish Twitter is one of the greatest things Twitter's ever given us.
Yep.
I sat there pushing on a door, and the guy behind me, it says, pull. Aye, lad, my next maneuver was lifted from the bottom.
It's beautiful. The entire thing is beautiful.
Well, I live it. I know.
Wait. What?
What?
No, I'm not even, no.
Just say it out loud at this point.
No.
Nothing can hurt you.
No. I will not pay attention to it. So anyway, blah blah blah, she has no friends. Blah blah blah, she didn't know where Fairy Tale was, so she's searching for Fairy Tale now.
See, that's something I don't understand. Oh, I don't know where Fairy Tale is. They have a goddamn magazine. This isn't Eureka 7. They don't live on a flying ship.
Yeah.
Which one? Is Eureka 7 any good? Because I've been thinking of starting it.
I've been watching it lately. It's interesting. It's definitely not your. In some ways, it's very anime, and in other ways, it's not.
It's kind of like Iron Blood Orphans then. Like, you know, oh my god, completely show shit people are doing.
Order in the court! Blah
And
blah blah.
I
This
can't
is a
give a
fishing town.
final verdict on it because I haven't finished it yet myself. I'm
Blah
like
blah
35
blah
episodes in.
blah. Tenth of
Let me
people,
know.
magic. So I built this shop to sell magic to wizards. So I mean, I came all this way for nothing. I do have some goods in stock. I'm looking for gate keys. Yes, I have gate keys, but they're so rare. And that's one powerful, but that's all I have. That's not important. Wait, you have to pay for that. Before the shopkeeper could finish, a sword had buried itself into the counter and had gone through, nearly hitting his crotch. Oh, there's the humor, guys! Oh,
Comedy!
almost cut his dick off! Wow!
Okay, listen. Gilgamesh was an asshole, but he was a very specific kind of ass. You know what? I'll put this out there. Gilgamesh
Asshole
was
with
lawful
morals.
evil.
That's literally his thing.
Gilgamesh was lawful evil.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, honestly, a funnier scene for this would be Gilgamesh waving his hand and like a gold brick just coming down and smashing through a display
Or him
case.
just putting like a chalice with like 40 rubies on it down on the table, being like, "Is that good?"
Yeah, like it's just like, oh, I'm gonna throw a sword at him. Wow, that's so humorous.
I want to.
Even if it's an expensive sword, that's not what Gilgamesh is gonna do. Gilgamesh is gonna be like, "Yeah, I know I have to pay you."
Sneaky,
Calm
I'm gonna
short.
be writing this now.
No.
Yes,
Writing what down?
this.
I don't know. Oh, did you link something? Oh, okay, fine. I'll drag you in here, you fucking piece of shit.
I like this. Like,
Who are we
I like,
dragging in here?
Hello?
Oh God.
Hey,
Wow,
I
okay.
mean, we combine cruel and we combine nose hair, and we get one double asshole, and that's almost enough to make up for the absence of Max.
But Max is a saint.
Yeah,
Exact-
like,
Exactly.
that-
So,
no.
the property of negative mirror reflection, it's almost equal.
That is
That's retarded.
not how that works.
That's dumb. You're dumb.
Well, fuck you.
Also, Isley, yes, there is a sequel coming out. I just found out about it, so yes.
Sequel of what?
Sequel to Full Metal Panic's coming out.
Yep. Anyway,
Oh, cool.
blah blah blah, sword, ripples. I am the
Wait,
king of
ripple?
this world. It is the law that all the treasures in this world belong to me. Gate keys are not an exception. You are merely holding my treasure for me. Don't you dare try and charge me, because then you're a thief. Do you want to know how I deal with thieves? Wait,
No, that's
wait.
not what
Don't
Gilgamesh
hurt
would
me. The
do.
key is free. Just take it. Don't hurt me.
God damn it, that's not what he would do, author.
Just one last thing. Keep this to yourself unless you want me to visit you again.
What is he, a fucking
Shopkeeper nodded.
mafia member?
Apparently he's part of the fucking mafia now. This logic is bullshit because Gil was never a king of the fairy tale world. I mean, yeah, but this whole story is just dumb in general, so I don't know why you're gonna nitpick of this specific thing is why this is stupid. It's like, no, just in general, this has already been a dumb premise with a dumb summary and a dumb execution. Why are you nitpicking of, oh, this is what caused it to be off? No, it's like, I'm trying to think of a good example.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to say? I already expressed why I wasn't a fan of this.
It's like watching Nosehair play Dota and go, this is the moment that he made us lose, instead of just looking at his general game.
The same can be said about quite a few of your games, Sneaky.
Let's be clear. This is all of his games.
Fuck you.
Oh, let me just run into €5 and lose the game with no buyback. Fun.
Fuck you. I only do that when we're losing anyway.
We're losing because you decided to go feed.
That's false. That is slander, and I will not have you
This
spread.
That's why you
is
still
not
play
the
Jerry.
conversation we're having right now, you two.
Alright, fine. Move on.
Anyway, general retardation irks you. Yes, yeah. Blah blah blah. It's the famous wizard, Mr. Salamander. Oh my god, you're so dreamy. Everyone shouted at the, Gilroy Lockhart knockoff. Blah 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 blah. Caught sight of his secret. She could see the ring of his index finger was clearly a charm magic ring and sleep magic ring. He's just a fake, and I hate fakers, she snorted.
Oh god.
Once again, completely someone
Humor.
who doesn't understand in the slightest.
This is
Why
how
that
you
line
write a humor fic!
Don't you
Honestly,
just love it when people completely miss the actual context for why a line is being said?
If she was correct, then this man was likely charming girls so he could lure them to another location for other purposes. Blah blah blah. Igneal. Lucy watches a pink-haired boy charge into the scene. He crumpled in disappointment. Who the heck are you? I'm Salamander. Hey, wait. Lucy chuckled as the woman pounced and began beating the pink cat. Now, that's enough, my lovelies. Let him go. I'm sure the poor boy didn't mean anything by that. And here's my autograph, kid. You can brag to your friends. You denied him, blah 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 canon. Blah blah blah, the fake snapped his fingers. I'm having a soiree and all of you are invited. My name's Lucy. Now name yourselves. I'm happy, this is Natsu. You're scary but nice. You two might want to slow down before you choke on your food. Or I might make you choke on it. The seriousness of her tone made them slow down in their eating. So besides making me laugh, what did you two come to this town for? Lucy asked. We're looking for Igneal. We heard rumor that a salamander was going to come to this town, so we came to see him. It turns out it was someone else. Yeah, that guy wasn't a salamander at all. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Canon fairy tale stuff. Blah blah blah. Snarky comeback from Gilgamesh. Blah 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 blah. Snarky comebacks. Mongrels, she growled. Look, fairy tales causing trouble again. Lucy commented. Blah blah blah. Do these jesters know the meaning of the word overkill? Are you all dead? Am I just fucking reading this myself? Have I muted myself again?
No,
No,
we have nothing to
listening.
say to this level of stupid.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's already a fairy tale fanfic, so there's not much I can say about it.
Point.
That's fair enough. It's already trash.
It was all over when you said the words fairy tale.
I mean, more or less.
Fairy tale is trash. So are the.
How does one join fairy tale?
That and
Everything
like
else.
fairy tale.
So you want to
Oh, wait,
join
that's-
fairy tale? You're that fake from earlier. I want to invite you. And just as I thought, I knew you were a wizard. Come join me. Blah blah blah. Canon stuff. Mongrel. Why would you call me that? Blah blah blah. Are you claiming to be Salamander? That's right. You should join me. Will it meet my standards? Oh, you'll be super surprised. Canon stuff. Somehow the canon still occurs. Wow! It's almost like that shit that the author set up earlier with everyone's afraid of disappointing Lucy. Doesn't even apply because it's the canon rails time.
What was that? I heard my story was going away from canon. Time to put it on rails.
Like, there could have even been a decent explanation for why Natsu wasn't. Be like, you could have just had him be like, oh boy, she looks kind of like Urza when she's pissed, but I'm fucking used to that. Like, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation that would have made it much less shitty, but no.
Without take effort, Atin. You have to think of stuff.
And look, I get that hindsight is 2020 and it's easy to criticize from the peanut gallery, but I am playing Overwatch and barely listening to this dreck, and I'm doing a better job than the author.
I mean, the hardest part's always writing it.
Especially
most
when your
time
idea is
consuming part.
stupid and you don't have a good grasp of how characters are supposed to behave in the first place.
Or grammar.
That's especially crippling.
But I mean, honestly, I can forgive grammatical
Oh no, I'm not even talking about grammar right now. I'm really not.
Grammatical mistakes. I can forgive those. I mean, minor ones, of course. Not like comma, period, question mark, end quote, period. As we've seen sometimes. That is like beyond forgiveness, but like shit like forgetting a comma here and there, or the run-on sentence, that's like, okay. It's not that bad. But this is just boring. It's not like... It's not even filled with shitty attempts at humor from the author. It's like we had one scene where the author was like, lol, this is a humor fic, right guys? Throws swords at someone.
I'm a funny dude.
How much have you had to drink? It sounds like you're losing. Well, I've been determined to finish my vodka tonight, and it was at half, and now it's at half of the half.
She's drunk a quarter.
So I've had about 12 fingers.
Honestly, the fact that your words are as stable as they are is still kind of impressive, dude.
I mean,
Not good for your liver, but
yes,
impressive.
Liver. What fallacies do you put upon me? There were times when Lucy hated being right. Apparently this salamander was a slaver.
Slave a man.
I wish I had my fucking webcam running for this shit. It's like, ah man, I hate
Turn it
being
on.
right. I don't
Just
know, I
turn
don't
it
know
on.
where it is.
How did you lose the webcam, Sneaky?
I packed it up when I moved, and now I can't find it.
Ah.
Now, so as I was saying, I wish I had webcams for a moment like this, because I'm just sitting here like, fucking, what? I hate being right. Oh man, there's a bunch of slavers here. But at no point in time did you ever talk about slavers. You were just like, oh man, this guy's shitty, and he's a fake, and he's a third-rate wizard. No point in time you're like, man, I bet you're
But you
running
see,
a
they
slaver
forgot they didn't say that
operation."
because they've been so far on the rails of canon that they forgot. They went off the rails of canon for a microsecond.
Of course. He used charm magic to attract the girls, and then he slept them all and he sold them all off. Yeah. You know, this is something I never really liked about Fairy Tail, is that some of these instances, I was just like, and no one's fucking caught on to this before. No one has caught on to a guy arriving in town
Claiming to be a world famous mage.
Yes, claiming to be the salamander of Fairy Tail, which is very distinctive. Charming a shit ton of women, inviting them to a yacht, so it already has to be a port city. Inviting them to a yacht, at which point they all disappeared because he sold them into slavery. And at no point, anyone picked up on this.
No one said, hey, whenever Natsu shows up in town, a bunch of girls go missing on a yacht. No one said that.
I don't know why we're arguing Fairy Tale story, because it's stupid.
Oh, no,
as hell.
I'm arguing Fairy Tale story because I'm drunk
Sneaky,
and angry.
there are more ass pulls in Fairy Tale than there are in the entirety of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And there are a lot of ass pulls in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Cruel,
No!
is this true?
This is... I read
I'm asking
the
for an
entirety of
unbiased
Fairy Tale.
opinion.
I read
it
the
is
entirety of
true.
Fairy Tale.
I mean, it is very.
See?
He does have a point. I don't even know how many ass pulls are in JoJo, and even I will sit here and admit there's a fairly large amount of ass pulls in Fairy Tail.
Mate,
Oh no,
The
listen,
entire
I'm not
series
trying
is
to
more than
put
ass
down
pull.
the amount of ass pulls in Fairy Tale, but I've only seen Fairy Tale out of those two.
Literally,
So I can speak to
pretty
Fairy
much every arc can be described as a Naruto, what's that term? Filler.
Tale. Nakama?
No, filler. You know how in every single Naruto filler, the big bad is beaten by the new form of Rasengan that is uniquely situated for this specific situation due to the geographic location he is in that will never be seen again?
Oh, this is the Rasengan that reverses gravity.
This is the Rainbow Rasen Ice Gun! And then bad guy gets defeated, and then everything is done, and then we all forget that ever happened because memory jutsus or something?
Something like that.
Anyway, point being, that's Fairy Tail's canon. Oh, what's that? It's a bad guy. By the power of friendship, I clasp hands with you, and I can eat dark fire!
I think my personal favorite was when he ate the Tower of Magic, which should have killed him, but because he took I think it was the Flame of Guilt, he survived or some bullshit like that.
Because he ate the flame representation of the magic, he survived or something.
I don't even think we need to mention how Erza survives every single literal career-ending and also fatal injury.
And the fact that she's the most powerful when she has nothing on.
They actually confirmed
she really has nothing on the angry fireman and the angry naked Iceman.
They confirmed all of the Naruto filler movies are canon.
I'm sorry?
Hi, Bake! Welcome to this shit pile!
Bake, my boy.
Hello?
What?
I demand source. I demand
No,
a
their
source.
life has been changed.
This is a
Anyway,
trash.
Anyway, we're
reaching levels of trash that shouldn't be possible.
We have digressed long enough.
Yes.
Have we though?
Truly, we have. I am not your average celestial wizard. She prepared to use her gate to teach these fools a lesson.
You know, for someone who's supposed
Semicolon
to be like, I should
detected.
keep this super gate thing of mine, like on the DL, because
Semicolon
Gilgamesh would be smart enough to
detected.
do that.
Although
Kinda just
didn't
throwing
like
it out
Gilgamesh think that if you're not worthy, you didn't deserve to gaze on the gate?
Yeah, it was straight up like, I can't beat you, without using my gate, so feel honored that I must actually try, mongrel.
If this person pulls out Ia at any point of time during this fic, I'll just fucking call it bullshit. I mean, Gilgamesh pulled that out to face two people in total. One had an army, the other had the Excalibur.
Both of them had reality marbles.
That's all.
Yep.
Because Gilgamesh is like, I would never use this in the real world at its real power, because that'd be stupid of me.
I mean, it technically destroyed Ioni Haitaru in one hit. Oh yeah, here's my entire
it did
army.
straight up destroy the Ionian Hatai in one
Who
hit.
wins? Immortal army or dude with kinda sword?
Yeah, no, like I said, I am pretty sure Naruto the Last is the only confirmed canon movie.
To know?
Yeah, but give Source if that's not true, because Rainbow Rasengan.
We want to know that.
The
so we
Rainbow
can laugh
Rasengan
about
of
it.
Pride.
Anyway, blah 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 canon. Oh wow, it's canon, except snarkier. After them, we can't let them report this. Prominence wind. Suddenly, the salamander was eaten by purple.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a sentence in the English fucking language.
I'm just kidding. He unleashed a purple fire from his magic.
God damn it.
Oh wow! He took out he took out his ship. Lucy / Gilgamesh took out Vimena.
Took out what?
His like magic
the flying
thing.
ship the Indians gave him.
Vimana, yeah, Vimana. All right.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's
That's
iconic.
literally-
Duh, it's like Naruto eats ramen, Lucy/Gilgamesh flies on Vimana.
Like, just to
Makes
explain to
sense.
you, the original Vimana from the Hindu lore is supposed to be able to go through space-time.
Yeah. And
And yet it lost to an angry fighter jet.
Yep, that's the bit. That's the bit that always gets me. It has no offensive capabilities, though. That's the thing.
And then they gave it to Gilgamesh because they're like, holy shit, dude, you're cool.
Yeah, dude. Here you go. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm the conveyance means for a god beyond gods. Here you go.
Yeah, Bake, did I not mention that? This is a Gilgamesh reincarnation fic where he's actually Lucy Heartfilia.
I mean, yeah. Basically.
Because reasons. I mean, honestly, I think this would have been actually a good fic. Hear me out. If, some event occurred that, 19, like...
Kill the author.
Maybe before or after, fairy tale, depending on the author. An event occurs in which her ancient spirit reawakens and she remembers her previous life as Gilgamesh, and now she has to reconcile being Gilgamesh but also having lived 19 years as Lucy.
Yeah, but the premise this guy set up could work if this person does not just completely go for the plot.
Well,
Like,
see,
you could
the
make some
thing
really
is,
good character interactions between this fairy tale characters and Gilgamesh.
like right here, this line right here is, what if he reincarnated as Lucy Heartfilia? Sorry. How would Earthling deal with a girl struggling between herself and her past? So that line made me think it was Lucy, and then suddenly she remembered being Gilgamesh, and now she has to reconcile that.
Fate reconcile.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Like, that's what that line made me think, and then the author just starts straight off with, nope, Lucy was bored with the memories of Gilgamesh.
That also makes no sense.
I might have to redact that claim of mine. I can't find any information. Yeah, I know. Because I'm smart, and you're just good at remembering things. That
You shall be thrown
podcast.
thrown to the wolves for your false claims.
Yes, indeed. You shall be speared upon a spear and...
Speared upon a spear.
Fuck you!
That's one way to put it.
Crucify your dick.
That sounds painful.
That's not possible. It wouldn't work. I'd fall off the crucifix.
Why? Because your dick's so small?
You realize it would be bearing the entirety of your weight, right? It doesn't matter how big it is. It's not large enough for
I'll
that.
just take a nail. So she wants to fuck Saber. I mean, I'm sure there's some Lucy times Saber fix out there.
Oh,
If you can
I
bring
am
it up.
willing to bet 100 of Ricky's dollars that exists.
Ricky has
I will
dollars?
bet 100 Ricky dollars. Indeed.
Ricky, what do you have to say about this?
About what?
Your dollars are being
See,
bet.
he's consented. No problems.
No, hold on a minute. What did you say?
Nothing. We didn't say nothing.
Repeat
Yeah,
that.
just bet 200 of your dollars.
Mermaid women, whenever I use my gate keys,
No.
I can summon spirits. Oh boy!
Well, it's done now.
Oh boy! Are you guys ready for this non-canon interaction between characters?
Yeah.
Yes,
go.
actually. It's kind of what I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
There's Lucy Saberfix? Excellent. Good job, Isley. Ah, Lucy, how can I help you? Aquarius, I want you to push that ship back to port using your water magic and don't damage the people or the port. Aquarius gulped and hesitated. Do you have something to say, Aquarius? Nope, nothing at all. I'll get right to it. And then she did the thing. Alright, good job, Aquarius. You can leave now. The spirit, who gave a sigh of relief and returned to the spirit world. Aquarius's fear didn't come from Lucy being abusive. In fact, she's never once abused her spirits. It was just that ever since her mother Layla had introduced the little girl, she felt like she was being an overwhelming aura of power and sovereignty. It was an aura that demanded respect and fear.
Sneaky. The person actually used the word sovereignty, or did you add?
I'm just surprised someone actually knew the word sovereignty in this.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, fuck, I wouldn't use that word.
I'm impressed. The aura. Okay, who the fuck is that going again? Put your fucking headset on or I'm muting you.
Well,
Who's going again?
The aura that demanded respect and fear, and the fact that it came from a child had shaken Aquarius to her very core. If she hadn't known better, then she would have thought she was looking at the Spirit King himself. She had on several occasions witnessed what Lucy was capable of when she used the Gate of Babylon. For example, Layla had once summoned her to stop a group of kidnappers attempting to take her and Lucy from Heartfilia Estate, and they were unfortunate enough to get to Lucy first. Layla and Aquarius just in time to see them torn apart by a hail of weapons from the Gate of Babylon. Each weapon was old and possessed unique powers. It was then that Aquarius' fear of Lucy began to develop. Blah 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 canon, blah blah blah. You're called Bora the Prominence. Rumor has it he was kicked out of the Titan Nose Wizard Guild because of bad behavior. Prominence Typhoon. Blah blah blah. Vortex of Flames. Blah blah blah. Nastiest flames I've ever eaten. Fire magic doesn't work on me. Fire dragons roar. Blah blah blah. Cannon. 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 Wow.
I wonder why this person even bothered.
It's almost like the author is an uncreative hack who couldn't be bothered to write a different story than the one that was already presented to him with the canon fairy tale, and decided instead to inject snark via Gilgamesh into the story. Because
so basically,
that
he's just doing an abridged
original. Yeah, more or less, it's an abridged version of fairy tale, except Lucy is Gilgamesh snark levels.
Lucy's now Deadpool. You have given me this image, and I wish I didn't have it in my head.
Dead loose.
I approve of this image.
I was gonna say it's a better image than what this story is. That's for damn sure.
First things first, I know Gilgamesh's arrogance can be rather grating, even if it's part of his personality. Actually, no. Gilgamesh's arrogance isn't grating in canon Gilgamesh in Fate Stay Night, because you know just how fuck off levels of strong he is. And you're like, I hate you, you're a dick, but you kind of earned it.
Also, as much as I think you're a dick, you do kind of have a point about a couple of things.
And, so I decided to make it so that Lucy isn't a carbon copy of him. It might not seem like it now, but she's trying to be different. Really?
So she's just trying to be Lucy in the end.
She's just trying to be Lucy in the end. You're
Then why
tying
would
me
you write
apart, Lisa!
Then why would somebody write this?
Because they were bored and wanted to see how many people they could trigger.
Because they're lazy.
No, this person seems like it. The way they've written stuff, it feels like this is actually coming from the heart. And
Wait.
something they want to do.
Oh
Thing is,
my
it's
god. There's actually a cap to favorite stories, and apparently that cap is 5,000.
Click on it. Let's see what this person reads.
How have they read so much?
Oh, there's a lot of
I would
Rudy
say
stuff.
not even you have hit that cap.
How long after they? 2007. So they joined. They joined 5 years earlier than I did. Oh my goddess. Persona. Harry Potter, Marvel. Oh, Vin Vesuvius, of course. Harry Potter, Prince of the Dark Kingdom. Oh god, it's a fucking. Oh god, Mentor Voldemort? The fuck? Why does that have 1.2 million words? Living the Indoctrinated Dream. Priceless AU. Oh, hey, Fate's Gamble by Lupine Horror.
Oh boy, here we go, boys.
From Fake Dreams. Yeah, I've heard of most of these stories.
Pretty sure your story's in there.
And some of them are good, some of them are bad. In Flight by Gabriel Blessing. I mean, so the guy has taste. He can at least recognize good stories, but I'm recognizing a large amount of these stories, and they are trash. Professor Arc, of course, that's in there. Yeah, a majority of these stories are just absolute fucking garbage.
The story called Gaijin.
Yeah, there's a story called Blind in which it's Sasuke times Naruto because Sasuke.
New
turns
mobile
Naruto.
hyperdimension Gundam next
Excuse
year.
me. I need to go get the holy water. I'll be right back.
There is no holy
I
water.
didn't see the title
Cannot.
again.
There's no holy water that can save you from this. Alright, so how about a Fate Stay Night times D times D, eh? Or Pokemon StarCraft.
You might as well just kill me at this point, Sneaky.
Honestly, I agree with this statement.
Which do you wish? Pokemon and StarCraft or D times D Fate Stay Night?
Honestly, at least
Do I
one
have
of them
to
has a
choose?
chance of being good. Go for the Pokemon.
We have 2 votes for Pokemon.
I'll vote fucking Pokemans.
Fuck it, Pokemon.
Okay. Pokemon it is. From the stars she came.
Bitch.
Pokemon StarCraft crossover. From the stars she came.
Wait, how does that
Moon
crossover work?
Has always been and will always be different from other humans. The Pokemon around her can feel it. Her fellow humans are as of yet unaware of her true nature. Oh, except one, that is. Moon let out a sigh as she placed herself on her desk's chair. She hadn't been aware that they had owned so much stuff. Sure, moving to a new place was always tiring work, but and it's those times when one realized just how many little things one had accumulated over the years. But why in the name of the Zelnaga did they own so many Poké Dolls? Meowth alone had 30 of them to play with, half of which he hadn't even touched in years. Although honestly, the worst part of everything had to be taking the closet apart and stuffing every single part into a delivery truck. She could only imagine how much pain it would be to put it all back together later in Alola. Oh good, so this is an Alola thing. Which means I know jack all shit.
It's basically Hawaii. It's alright, just keep going.
I mean, I'm aware it's Hawaii. I just don't know the characters or how anyone asks. Acts.
It's okay, there's nothing memorable about them. You'll be fine.
Anyway, blah blah. The familiar boot up process of her PC being completely returned Moon's attention to the desktop screen. It now showed a variety of programs she had installed on her computer, along with the standard pre-installed desktop background. She didn't have that
Now,
particular
you see, author,
computer for long.
this is the kind of information that we don't care about and don't need to be told, so don't waste
Honestly,
words on it.
I'm actually gonna pause reading this story to talk about this for a second, because this is actually a big problem I see with a lot of people. Readers don't need to know that much detail. Like, she turned on her computer, reminding herself that she needed to change the desktop background at some point. She had gotten it recently, and it just never seemed important enough. You know, something like that. That sort of detail tells a little bit about her personality and her priorities, and still includes the descriptor of what's going on in the scene. We don't need to know the familiar sound of the boot up process returned her attention to her desktop screen. The desktop screen now showed a variety of programs that she had installed, along with the pre-installed desktop background. No shit, the desktop is showing a bunch of icons for things she installed. Like, duh.
Guys, you don't get it. She installed stuff.
And it's just like, why the fuck do we know? Unless this is somehow going to become important later on, the only time extra detail should be put into a scene is if you're trying to set up the scene because the scene itself is important to the story, or because you are using the scene to further character description.
Yeah, you don't need to build the entire room, just the bits that you need to make interest.
Yeah, you don't need to build the whole room. If
You don't
she's
need to
only
tell
gonna
us
be there
about their
once.
double-decker couch bunk bed that turns into a giant love bed for them to have sex.
It
I
has to be a
do
device.
love
Write about
that.
devices.
I do remember that one story where we had to look up if double queen beds were a thing, and we found out that yes, in fact, queen bunk beds are in fact a thing.
I mean,
That's weird.
luxury and space saving.
And then we proceeded to spend like half the episode calculating out the size of the room, realizing it was like, what was it? Like the size of like 4 classrooms?
Yeah.
Wasn't there also the fic where Naruto literally brought the entire estate of his?
Yes,
In
that was a more recent. I was talking about like Fanfiction
In a
Contempt
scroll.
Theater 9000 number 60. So like,
Wait, there was 9,000 as well?
yeah, that was last year. I'm gonna be increasing the digit with every year that passes.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, that was the thing, and then there was also the fic in which Naruto had a entire house with plumbing and wiring, and a lake stored in a ceiling container.
Yeah. I mean, those things are good, but I believe I don't think they're that good.
Yeah, they're not.
Sure, we know that you can do a lot of things with ceiling that you would otherwise not be able to, but if they could just carry a village around, why would they bother building a village?
Because duh. I don't really know.
That does not answer my question, Sig.
Well, I apologize.
Like, you just carry your homes around. Oh wait, I'm on a mission. Oh wait, I gotta sleep. Oh wait, I just have a house that I can just put up.
Look, it's not our fault that we didn't realize Naruto could ritually cast Tiny Hawk. Cool.
Dude, man, queen bunk beds are where it's at. Everyone on the bunk bed below is just awaiting death.
Anytime now.
Anyway, blah blah blah. I'm assuming the canon of Pokemon. Skype! Oh, I'm so glad Skype made it over.
Well, it is a very tenacious software. It's been alive even though there are things out there that could kill it 3 times over.
Yeah, I know, right? Get the fuck out of my head, Thomas. I have the fucking Thomas theme song stuck in my head. This is dumb.
Wait, like Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yes!
How fucking drunk are you?
I told you, I'm working my way through my stock. Caution! Consumption of this beverage may impair your abilities. Now, I'm well aware of that. That's actually what I'm counting on.
What abilities?
I'm assuming my ability to speak coherently, but since that's already impaired normally, I really don't know what else.
Alright. Fair.
Blah blah blah, packing slowly, blah blah blah, really boring dialogue that's actually pretty crappy. And if you don't believe me, Titch, yeah, heard that one a million times already. She placed her elbow on the table and her head inside her hand. Inside her hand.
Nice.
Hey, this is a Bethesda game, alright? They put a lot of work into their open worlds. They can't get all the models right.
Well, whatever. Moon took a pamphlet from her desk and held it out in front of her webcam. I informed myself a bit about Alola. It's islands. Is it true Ninetales and Alola are ice type? Yuki nodded, grinning. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? It's not just Ninetales. A whole lot of Pokemon of different types here in Alola. The most common theory is they adapted to Alola's climate and unique vegetation over the years. Let's see what I mean about the dialogue in this story. Aren't you glad I'm skipping it? Blah,
Honestly,
blah,
dialogue
blah.
is pretty bog standard for an episode of like the anime.
What? Anyway. Moon had read about particular species. They were the most common species in Alola. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. It's a dog made of rocks. Blah blah. Blah blah blah. I'm tired. Blah 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 blah. Machamps are useful. Blah blah blah. Yep, they ended up breaking a bunch of stuff. We did hire a legit company. We hired Poke Transport. They're pretty well known. We hired them down here. I didn't have any problem. Maybe you just had bad luck. Hey, are you alright? Don't tell me they broke anything special. Nah, they didn't break anything special, but they broke a whole bunch of things. Like Meow's favorite food bowl. He threw quite a fit, let me tell you. I had to hold him back from scratching the human workers. Ha ha! Yep, my Snubble gets snippy too if I take his bowl away to wash it, Kukui snickered. Anyways, on to brighter topics. Are you gonna come over here and be an awesome Pokemon trainer? Oh man, no.
It's like something a dad wrote for his kid.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Hey, what's wrong? Aren't you excited about being a trainer? Another sigh escaped Moon's lips. She mentally noted she's done a lot of sighing today. Author's note: yes, guys, I know she's sighing a bunch. This is my character acknowledging it.
That's that. Okay, author.
Notice.
Do you know who else who's
Author's
acknowledged
note
they've
was
done
a
bad
shit
things?
post.
Wells Fargo. Do you know what that didn't stop the government from doing? Fining them $1 billion. Just because you acknowledge it doesn't mean you get a free pass, you idiot.
Yes.
I did not hear a word of that.
Anyways, blah blah blah. Let's just say my track record with Pokemon is not the best. Not the best. You're not scared of Pokemon. Well, no, I'm not scared of Pokemon. Well, it's hard to explain. Pokemon just hate me. Maybe you're just nervous. I'm not nervous. That's just Meowth loves me because I found him when he was an egg.
Oh my god, it's not a phase.
I think I'd rather have you meet with me when I meet the new Pokemon. At least they won't be as strong as trained ones. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat yourself? Nope, I'm just talking to myself. Well, if you say so. Anyway, since you're gonna be a trainer, you're gonna need a trainer passport. Your mom already sent me a bunch of photos, but I haven't picked one yet. This is your pet. God, this is fucking boring. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is just like it's not interesting at all.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Jesus. What the? Wait, fucking Raynor? What?
Draenor?
Why does everyone keep acting like my mom and dad are dead?
Excuse me?
They abandoned me. I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay, look. Author. I don't know how canon is, but if you're gonna have the main character of this story go, yeah, you know, mom and dad are pretty busy, and they really couldn't raise me, so they left me with a caretaker, and then you're gonna have other people go, what? You can't have your main character go and go, oh my god, why does everyone assume they abandoned me? Because they did? Like,
Sneaky. That's gonna be the comedy bit.
just because they hired someone to look out for you doesn't mean they didn't abandon you if you never fucking see them. Half of this dialogue is straight from the game, I think. I mean, I wouldn't put it past the author at this point, honestly. Anyway, the only thing I'm missing is your full name. It was a 3-parter, right? Everyone's names are 3-parters in Murkaland. I don't know how the Japanese do
In
it.
fanfiction, we all have names for people.
Okay, look, in America, we have our first name, our middle name, which is usually a homage to a relative, and then we have our last name, and this is also for Britain, and I believe France, and Norway, and the Swedish and the Norwegian, Swedish mixed countries, etc. things.
Anyway, you were saying, my dude?
Anyway, basically everyone besides the French, besides the Spanish, to my knowledge, which is admittedly limited, have first, middle, and last names.
No, Indians also have that issue.
Like I said,
Good to know.
Chaudhary Singh Chikara Valyan, so yeah.
like I said, to my knowledge, I wasn't gonna speak for any of the Asiatic countries.
Yeah, most Asian countries have like long names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to touch that because I know nothing about how Asiatic countries do their due besides Japan likes putting the last name first.
Yeah.
But anyway, besides Mexico and Spain, pretty much everyone generally has first name, middle name, family name. So, because I mean, if you want to know, Spain and Mexico have like, my name is Raul Lopez Pablo Escobar Gutierrez Garcia Lopez. I'm not even shitting. That's a name.
Put
I
Lopez
actually
in
have.
there 3 times.
I'm
Sneaky.
aware. I am aware that is actually a name that I have received before, and obviously, I've changed a couple bits of it. But I have legitimately been told before their last name is Lopez-Lopez.
I love that.
Because one of the traditions in the Mexican families is to the children take on the hyphenated or / middle name of their father. So it would be like if the father's name was Jose Lopez and the mother's name is Rafael Lopez, the child would be like, I don't know, insert first name here, Lopez.
So would his kids be Lopez? If like
No,
he married
his
another
kids
Lopez.
would just have one Lopez in their name.
Oh my god, move on.
But anyway.
Why
you.
should?
Yeah,
Fuck you, Atin. You don't tell us to move on.
Point being, this is her name. This is what I was leading up to. Can you please type it in so it's not misspelled? Sure thing. Your name is Scarlet Moon Raynor.
What?
Her parents are named Sarah Kerrigan and James Raynor. Isley says we prefer the term misplaced intentionally instead of abandoned.
Oh, Isley.
Scarlet Moon Raynor. Most people call me Moon. I don't like being called the color, and Raynor is a male name.
Alright, listen here, author, you stupid sack of lazy idiocy. First of all, very, very, very few people go by their middle name. Now, even if this person chooses to go by their middle name because they hate their middle name, the middle name you've chosen for them is stupid. James Raynor is an incredibly sentimental man. He doesn't look like it, but the fact that he spent how many years trying to save Sarah?
Quite a number. Look, he literally started a bandit group. Killed a fuckload of people to save Sarah Kerrigan.
Okay, to be fair, he was pursuing the dual goal of kill Manx and save Sarah.
Okay, yes. However, a fuckload of people who were not involved in either of those goals were killed to further his goals.
Yes, I'm not denying that. But the point is, there are many names that James Raynor would give to his child as their middle name.
And there's a lot of names James Raynor in general would give to a kid he had with Sarah. And there's a lot of names Sarah would not give to her kid. Scarlet Moon Raynor is one of those names. She's not Kanye West. She would not name her kid North.
Like Sneaky, let's just spitball some middle names that James Raynor might stick his kid with because of people he cares about. Artanis, Zeratul.
You really think he'd name his kid Seratol?
No,
As a middle name.
My
As a
question is,
middle name
why
in comic.
the fuck are we discussing what name a fictional character would give another
Because
bad
this author is
fictional character?
stupid and clearly hasn't put any thought into what a child.
We already
that
know
Tim and
that.
Sarah
Move
would
the
have.
fuck on, Atin. You know you want to name a kid. Do it in your own free time.
Move on.
I think your name gives you a mysterious vibe, don't you know? Actually, I think you might be right. It makes me sound like the trail of blood I leave for my fallen enemies.
I feel like that's not what's written.
No. It is. Like,
Oh,
look at it.
Oh god.
That's
Yeah, it's
actually
actually
what
there.
it says.
it's actually there. What the
I know.
fuck?
I was like, it surely can't say that. Tabs back page.
No, even I thought I was like, oh, Sneaky must have put that in as a no. There. Fucking there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! He held up his hands in an X. Let's not go that far, my dude. Seriously, what kind of movies do they let you kids watch these days? It doesn't have to do with what kind of movies they don't notice us watching, she replied with a grin. But seriously, Professor, have you ever been internet?
Hey guys, I'm 52 years old. It's my first fanfic. Please rate.
Moon gave the professor a deadpan expression. When I was 5, my parents had sex.
Nice.
That caught the professor off guard so much, he literally fell out of his chair. A loud, surprised cry of, "What?"
People have sex? How could they?
The girl
They
in
told me to study science
question,
instead.
the girl in question grinned to herself for her accomplishment. See you soon, Professor. Before the professor could reply, she cut the connection. She also deactivated Skype, so he couldn't send her new messages or make any more calls. Her
Didn't turn it off. Deactivated Skype.
Her smile
You see, she shut down
disappeared.
Skype for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She deleted Skype from existence because the Skype's probably never going to be mentioned again, honestly.
No, she'll never.
And
be
quite
back.
frankly, everyone was happy for it.
Yeah. Then people moved to Discord and we got this.
Anyway. There's a blah 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 popsicle, blah blah blah, reflecting light, moon being late, she's a redhead, there she is, yup, it was Tony, her harassers. That's her, yup, that's the girl who'll give you a special challenge. Let's get this over with. You sure are lucky it takes more to convince her. So is this going to be a Pokemon battle? Something like that. She shoves the entire popsicle in her mouth.
What?
No. Oh my
Choking
god.
hazards.
Oh my god. Author.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Wow,
Arthur, we
you
need to
sure
have a
are
chat.
lucky, Tony said to the still confused trainer. Usually it takes a little more convincing for her to accept a challenge. A challenge. So is this going to be a Pokemon battle, the trainer asked, trying to make sense of the situation. Something like that, Moon replied. She pushed the entire popsicle in her mouth and swooped it off the wooden stick in one go. The trainer,
She's already a turned.
the trainer
already a
was
turnip.
impressed.
Do we, Sneaky, do we need to pull the eject button?
And the
Pull the
only
eject button,
reason
pull the
I'm
eject cord,
even
I mean.
agreeing is so you guys leave me alone. Now, trainer, whip out your dick and let's go.
Okay, never mind. We're done.
He's making that up.
Abort.
Now, trainer, send out your Pokemon. Any Pokemon. I'll explain everything from there. Okay. The
They're teaching
trainer
us Pokemon
replied
battling. Wow.
uneasily as he picked a ball from his belt. Go, Charizard! He proclaimed. In a flash of light, the dragon-like Pokemon appeared in all of its glory. Blah blah blah, Charizard stuff, blah blah blah. Threw away her wood stick. Her stony gaze not leaving one of the Charizard. From reading some random Pokédex entries online, she knew Charizards were proud creatures, always looking for a stronger opponent to fight. This could mean trouble for Moon if she wasn't careful. So what's the challenge? The trainer asked. Tony next to him chuckled. Just watch and see what happens. God, Jesus Christ, you gotta stop leading into porno-esque questions. Huh? The trainer was even more confused than before. Moon, in the meantime, started approaching the Pokemon. I mean, I know I'm making it sound sexual, but like, seriously.
Honestly, it just sounds sexual the way it's just read. And just like looking at it.
In the which narrowed his or her eyes because the author can't decide on the gender of the Charizard. The tail started to swing back and forth, making wishes. Blah blah blah. Charizard growled. Blah blah blah. What's wrong, Charizard? Blah blah blah. Charizard was angry. It opened its mouth and shot at Moon with a flamethrower. Tony and his friends cheered. The trainer screamed in shock. The redhead was too focused to notice the humans. She had seen the attack coming the moment the Pokemon leaned in to breathe at her. As such, she had no problem dodging the attack, doing a flip in midair and landing on with no problem on the ground next to her. The attack missed her completely. What are you doing, Charizard? The Pokemon shot another flamethrower at her. She dodged again.
You know,
What?
this trainer seems awfully willing to shoot fire at another human being.
My question is, where's the
Also,
StarCraft bit
I'll
coming
be right
except
back,
for the
I have to go
name
to
of the character?
Where's the what?
The StarCraft stuff.
Oh, you see, it's because she's the daughter of Sarah Kerrigan, aka
Yeah, but I mean, there should be something else.
the Queen of Blades, so she's obviously gonna Zerg it up / Nova it up. Hey, if she was any Pokemon type, what kind of Pokemon type would she be? You ready for the finisher of that joke?
No.
She's a ghost
I think
type. She's a ghost type.
I'm livid. I have no mouth, but I must scream.
I have a mouth and I also must scream.
This kills the man.
I got vodka in my ear. What just happened? I think it's obvious. What did you do? Pokemon don't like me. What does that mean? Haha, yeah! Pokemon know how ugly you are. They hate you so much.
Wow.
Oof,
Rude.
lad.
Rude.
Those comments hurt. Where are you going? I want answers. Hey, that's my Pokeball. Wait, she just straight up took his Charizard?
But you can do that?
I mean,
You
apparently...
know, you could technically do that, because the thing is, whenever you try to do that, like, it goes like, you can't do that because the other trainer swaps the
like she
Pokeball away.
picked up his Pokeball.
Alright, that's
Like,
him then.
come back. The trainer called back the Pokemon. Wait, at what point was the Pokeball thrown at her?
Yes.
It's straight up. The trainer has the Pokeball in his hand, and then she's walking away, and now the trainer's like, "Hey, you're stealing my Charizard." It's like, fucking. But you had the what?
I mean, I'm honestly surprised that hasn't happened before, where they just like, I'm gonna throw the Pokeball at you. Yeah, grab Pokeball, run with it. Like, why has that? Well, I mean, Pikachu doesn't get in the ball, so I was wondering why Team Rocket hasn't tried that.
I think they did at one point. Like, they had this giant fucking vacuum, and they're like, at lull, as people threw Pokeballs at them to try and unleash the Pokemon to stop them, they're just like sucking up the Pokeballs.
Yeah, that probably happened at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, they've tried every single scenario at this point, so everything you
Anyway,
thought of was probably
as soon
happening.
as the dragon laid eyes on her, they narrowed. Luckily for the redhead, she was able to dodge, or she would have had her throat cut in half. But instead, she only lost a few strands of hair. What? She's literally dodging apparently maximum evolution Pokemon as a human.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
genetics, I guess?
As a 12-year-old, well, I mean, yes. I mean, she's a ghost type after all.
Stop.
No. What the heck's wrong with you? Why is everyone attacking her? I'm talking to you. Defiance. What do you mean no? You attacked a little girl. It snarled at Moon. Salamence, that's right. Back into your Pokeball. What the heck's going on? The girl disappeared. Oh
Sneaky,
boy.
this fic is
So what's going
literally-
on is actually this trainer here, who's already beaten the Elite Four probably, is gonna find out the bottom of who Scarlet Moon Raynor really is. Team Snag'em only openly steals Pokemon during a battle in Coliseum. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Anyway, so I believe you will all be happy to hear within your heart of hearts. That was all for today.
First of all, you stuck with it for the entire chapter.
It's a wonder how fast time flies when you are drunk and or reading garbage. Anyway. Thank you all for joining us today on this lovely day of loveliness. I hope you mildly enjoyed yourselves. Spread the word as always. Go to Reddit. Post this podcast on the Reddits because I don't want to do it myself. It feels a bit. I agree with TV. No, I guess. I just agree with TV tropes on this. Like, I don't feel like the person who created the thing should be promoting it. I feel like the people who enjoy it should promote it on other websites.
Enjoy it?
You know, like, TV Tropes has the policy about how the creator of a fan fiction can't create their own TV Tropes page. That it has to be someone who is, like, a longtime user on TV Tropes. Has to be there to create the page for them. To sort of be like, oh yeah, this is a quality fic, so I'm gonna make a TV Tropes page for it. And that's sort of like, I want other people besides me to promote my thing, because obviously I'm promoting it here and now. But like, if I feel a bit narcissistic if I go on like a subreddit and be like, hey guys, check out my podcast. Yeah.
I know, dude. If you want it to grow, you're gonna have to do that stuff yourself, man.
I know. I just
Like, it's all nice and good to be like, oh, I don't do it because like,
No.
I made the thing, so I shouldn't.
I mean, I just
If you plan to make this a business of sorts, you kind of
I
gotta
mean,
do
I'm
all
not
that
trying to
stuff
make it
yourself.
a business of sorts. I already have a job. But like,
Money's always good.
I don't know. I feel like I'm biased in the opinion of where my podcast should be broadcasted. in terms of like where people would recommend it and who to recommend it to. But anyway, that is too philosophical for this late at night.
That's true.
Thank you all for joining us today. You can always catch us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, I'll always be here at least. I don't know about this lot, but I mean usually you'll catch at least one of them if that's the reason why you came
Honestly,
here.
both Atin and
But,
Noja have not said anything
I
for
mean
last
we
time.
can all be honest here. You all came here for me. Anyway.
What?
Catch you all later. The archive of last week's Friday will be going up on the YouTubes now. And remember, everyone, there's always more, and it always gets worse.